Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to Down to Mars. Today is December 16th, and we are rolling right up on the Sagittarius New Moon. What an amazing week. We just had Mars move into Capricorn, and after an incredible 2025 where Mars was really debilitated, Mars just really didn't have the greatest energetics all year. We are finally moving into a really, really great phase of Mars energy. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so a return of focus, drive, ambition, legacy oriented energy. And so I'm sure we all really love that. And so as we continue through this week, we'll run into the new moon on Friday that is just an incredible configuration, 28 degrees Sagittarius, where the Galactic Center is. So you really have access to this raw energy. So it's really an invitation to dream. What is the new dream for the collective? Also, beginning this weekend is, I don't even know what to call this portal, but there is an access point that will be opening this weekend with the winter solstice that will lead all the way to the solar eclipse, February 17th, finalizing with the Saturn Neptune conjunction that will occur on February 20th. And so, moving through this 2 month portal, purification and really distilling your frequency, moving into all that is authentically you, will be of the utmost importance as we close out this snake year. The fire horse will come on the scene that week with the solar eclipse and the 0 point of Aries convergence of Saturn and Neptune. And so we're really set up for a phenomenal 1 year. And so this weekend, this Friday, I am in American Central Time and it will be in the evening. We will be holding a new moon circle for those that wish to access this point this weekend. So feel free to come join the field. Not only do you have this new moon in Sagittarius, but like I mentioned, it's at the Galactic Center, this raw energy, this upper realm energetics, this higher consciousness that we are being invited to anchor into this realm. We really, really have access to it this weekend. And on top of all that, if it wasn't already enough, 3I Atlas, the comet, quote unquote comet, that we are seeing enter our solar system will be at its closest point to Earth on Friday, the 19th, as well. And so, another coat of this galactic frequency that's really being introduced over the weekend. And then on Sunday, we will have at least in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice. It'll be the longest night of the year, the shortest day. And so we'll be moving through this longest night and then welcoming the light back as we move towards the spring and into the summer. We will see all of these things that we are calling on and bringing into focus now start to come into our awareness and come into fruition. If you've had a really, really hard 2025, I'm sure this is great news for you. The energetics of the end of December moving into January and even February are absolutely incredible. We have a really, really, really great foundation for forward movement, which is punctuated by the turn of the lunar calendar, which is at the end of February, that week, February 17th, February 20th, highlighted astrological dates that also line up with the Lunar New Year, where we will be shifting into fire horse energy. So the Gregorian calendar and numerology will be shifting from a 9 to a 1. That completion energy into new beginnings, a year ruled by the sun, as well as into the second month of February, we're going to have the Lunar New Year where we switch from snake, an internal snake year, to an external horse year, a fire horse year. And so, really ask yourself when the end of February rolls around, are you riding the horse or is the horse riding you? And so, over the next 2 months, make the proper preparation so that you, in fact, are riding the horse. And if you do prepare in kind, this energy will be incredible for forward momentum, for destiny coming online, big projects, big breakthroughs, big beginnings. I know in my own life, I've had the most incredible last few months with things lining up, projects blooming, team coming online. It is quite the manifestation after a shedding and releasing a very, very intense 2025, very incredible health challenges, breakdown of friendships and business projects in basically all areas of life, had a major restructuring. And so I'm so very much looking forward to 2026 and the energetics. What else do we have coming? So we have that new moon on Friday, the solstice on Sunday. Then we'll move through the holiday season, through the beginning of Capricorn, and there will be a full moon in Cancer coming up as well that we'll talk about at a later date. The configurations present with that full moon are absolutely incredible as well. So gather with the energy of Cancer. So gather with your friends, plan a gathering. I plan to have a little wish board hangout with my people on January 3rd, holding another circle as well. If you are interested in gathering and accessing that energy, we will be holding, I believe it is at noon Central Time on that Saturday. Further details always available on the Inner Space Guide Instagram as well. So you can head to at Inner Space Guide at Instagram. You can find all the upcoming event posts. There's a graphic there somewhere with all pertinent information, and or you can head to the website, get on our email list, and have that Zoom link sent directly to you. Heading into the end of the year, end of Sagittarius season, really just taking last advantage of this really big picture, big minded energy. And then we're moving into, all these planets are going to roll into Capricorn, and then this very like action oriented. I think it's super interesting. Rolling into the next part of the year, how people interact with the Capricornian energy that carries us into the new year. Maybe on top of that, we'll have a masterclass on energetic goals and how to work with them. Not a typical New Year's resolution ceremony. I'll have to play with that idea. That sounds fun. Mary's nodding her head at me. But yeah, no, I really commend everybody for making it this far. This has been the year of champion making by all means. It has been one of the most difficult of my life, but for sure I have sourced the most experience points from these endeavors. I am very much looking forward to all of the business projects and watching them come into fruition over 2026. So definitely, if you are interested on capitalizing on your gift, your project, your destiny, what you slated for yourself when you signed the contract to come into this world and this body and this life, make sure you head to innerspaceguide.com. I am taking readings right now and enrolling with mentorship clients. So if you're interested in getting into high coherence lifestyle, I would absolutely recommend to take advantage of it right now and really capitalize on the next 2 months of preparation for the fire horse year. Where do you want to be when that energy comes knocking? Do you want to be firmly seated on your horse in the saddle, reins in hand, ready to rock? Or is that horse going to ride you? And so, if you are ready to capitalize on 2026 and all the amazing energetics that are available to you, especially in the beginning of the year, make sure you head to the website, subscribe, jump on the email list, whatever version of that looks right for you. And I will see you somewhere on the internet, either down to Mars, Inner Space Guide, or maybe even in real life. We have some really fun in person things coming up in New Orleans if you are in the local community. So make sure you reach out and make sure to stay involved. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next Tuesday.